So chat, you want to hear something crazy? I was actually, ironically, I was in a position last night to learn a little bit about Korean history, right? Believe it or not, there was a time, chat, where Korea, they were invaded by, I think it was Japan. And it was at a time when their navy was not really up to snuff, right? Well, so this one guy, right, who literally was like, he was like, ended up becoming like the naval officer of all of Korea. He was the GOAT, right? And I can't remember his name. Maybe Ofrak might be able to tell me. But he literally, the history was he had been demoted and then re-promoted. Basically, he got to the point, Korean, and keep in mind this is like the Western telling of the history that I'm repeating, so don't expect it to be the gospel, you feel me, of accuracy. So basically, he ends up getting demoted, re-promoted, demoted again, right? Because the people who he was serving with, a lot of his like equals, did not like him. So they lied about him to the king, got him demoted, thrown in prison, tortured. Dude just has the worst luck, horrible life. But every time he gets into position of military leadership, he ends up reforming the Korean Navy and using the Korean Navy to just work over their enemies, just like demolishing everybody, right? Well, the war between Japan and Korea is approaching an end, right? This guy ends up getting thrown in prison. This other dude takes charge. This dude causes the Korean Navy to lose all their ships. And then this guy's like, they are like, hey, we made a mistake throwing this dude in prison. They let him back out, put him back in charge. He takes the Korean Navy, which is now a fraction. They had 200 ships. Almost all of them were destroyed. They were down to like 30 ships or something. They had like nothing. And they ended up coming back and going for the win. But here's the thing. In the final battle of the Korean-Japanese War in this time period, he gets shot. Why am I still wearing this Care Bear skin? He gets shot. Mortally wounded, right? Dude knows he's done for. And he's beating this drum. And he realizes, oh no, if I die, it's going to dishearten. So he calls his nephew and like his commander or whatever. And he's like, guys, listen, here's the deal. I'm done. I'm going to die. And he says to his nephew, put my armor on and beat this drum and pretend to be me and lead our troops to victory. And he's so hardcore. And they carry him below deck. His nephew puts his armor on and goes back up, keeps beating the drum. Lee Su Shin, I think you're right. Lee Sun Shin, I think that's who it was. And his nephew comes up and leads the whole thing, and they end up winning, and it's a crazy wild. It was on, you can see it on a ton of YouTube channels. I highly recommend, chat, learning about, like, I was reading there's so many YouTube channels that will just teach you a lot about the epic stories of history. I got a lot of inspiration from things like that, just seeing them and being like, oh, that's really cool. It's so awesome. But anyway, food for thought. I thought you would appreciate that little tidbit. Just coincidental. There's a Korean button map I now get to look at. I love this architecture so much. I wish I was better at remembering names and things like that.